I love a good series, so I've decided to start one. This is Leaders Are Readers, episode 2. Today's episode is about books that really changed my perspective and opened my eyes to perspectives I didn't even know existed. So the first book is The Authority Gap by Marianne Ziegert. The subtitle is Why Women Are Still Heard Less Than Men and What We Can Do About It. I actually listened to this book. The author narrates it very well, and it was shocking, some of the statistics that came out. One of the things that she talks about is how in a meeting situation, when women talk 30% of the time, men think they have talked more than half of the time. Another interesting statistic was that women tend to read books by male authors in equal measure to female, whereas men read less than 10% of books by women authors. Brave, Not Perfect by Reshma Saujani. Absolutely brilliant, and it was like she was reading my mind. It's about how to be braver in a world where girls are told to be perfect. There's some fascinating statistics on the differences in how boys and girls are treated within the educational system, how girls tend to be expected to have perfection, whereas boys are encouraged to try new things. And it really changed my mindset on perfectionism. Invisible Women by Caroline Criado Perez. This one is a doozy. She's got a fantastic weekly newsletter that I highly recommend, a podcast, and this book was really the foundation of all of it. It's about how the world, exposing data bias in a world designed for men, really shows how many data gaps there are when data isn't gender segregated, when women are excluded from medical trials. It's very, very informative. A bit of a tough read sometimes because of those statistics, but really, really essential to recognizing just how skewed some of our data is. Mother of Invention by Katrine Marsal. This one was so fascinating, how good ideas get ignored in an economy built for men. And it was so interesting how many inventions were kind of given up upon because they were deemed too feminine. For example, the electric car was actually invented at the same time as the gasoline car, but it was deemed too feminine to not have to crank up the engine. Putting wheels on suitcases, also something that was invented decades ago, but apparently real men need to carry suitcases. Fascinating how many things get overlooked when skewed through that lens of gendered masculine or feminine. Really interesting. I found all of those books really transformational in terms of how you see how the world works, how skewed some statistics can be, and how often unconscious bias is playing a significant role in our decision making. Highly recommend all 4. Let me know if you read them.